Hello, guys and girls of the Gears of War community. I recently did a commentary on, or a commentary called A Team Called KO, and a lot of stuff happened on that, and a lot of my friends got involved, a lot of the people from KO got involved, and it's kind of escalated, and I thought I'd like to do a follow-up video. So if you haven't seen that video, please go watch it. I'm not going to discuss any of the things I've already discussed in that video, but I got a lot of comments, and I just want to go over some of this. And if I'm totally honest, back in the previous video I was a lot more respectful, but in this video, I'm going to be a lot less respectful because they did not show respect, okay? They're sitting there. First off, one of their main accusations that I'm being disrespectful or degrading or trash talking or things like that in the previous video, which is utter bullshit. I'm sorry, it is. In that very video, I only said the words KO. I didn't say the full name. I blurred out the name of the person who sent me the messages, and I never ever tried to insult them in that video. I was never condescending, and I was never kind of just talking utter shit. It was all truth. Everything in that video I was saying was truth, or except for bits were like opinion, because opinion doesn't coincide with truth or non-truth. It is opinion, it's your own opinion. But in this video, because the way they've treated that in the comment section, I've decided to stop that. I don't give a shit anymore. The Team KO is called The Known Outlaws. Kind of a nerdy name. I didn't really have a problem with it at first. If you want to check them out, I think they've got a website called theknownoutlaws.com, something like that. I'll link it. You can send them some messages on that, I believe. And another thing is, you should, hopefully, if I do this right, be seeing the gamer tags of quite a few of the KO members. Not all of them are absolute dicks, but the first one you'll start to see now will be the person who is actually, I don't want to say responsible, but the person who kind of started this whole thing by kicking me out because of all these ridiculous reasons. But with that all aside, I want to first off start actually addressing some of the comments that were left in the video by the people who are in KO. So one of the main things that they brought up is, obviously, I was talking trash. I was not in any part talking trash in that last video. I did not make the video to kind of degrade the clan. I did not make the video to bring bad attention to themselves. And they've done that themselves, basically. They've actually gotten their own members to dislike the video, to put, basically trash-talking comments themselves in my own video, which I have blocked one of the person who left one of those comments. And they basically just sat there and said, no, this is utter shit, don't listen to them. And it's a very kind of childish thing that they've done. It's a very kind of, because all I did in that video was, the only reason I made it, first off, was because I thought it was a ridiculous situation. The amount of help I was giving to these people, the amount of stuff I was doing for them, the amount of hours I was putting in to help them, and they just sat there and went, fuck it, no. Fuck off, I don't want you. And I was like, that's fucking ridiculous, you know, this is ridiculous. I'm gonna do a commentary on this. And it was a ridiculous situation. I wanted to do the video only on the situation. I said it's called A Team Called KO. There's no mentions of names or anything like that. It doesn't say the full name of the team, so it's not like I'm bringing them to the spotlight and saying, hey, these guys are dicks. No, I simply did a commentary on the situation, and instead of them kind of being intelligent and sitting there and go, well, maybe he's right, maybe we should apologise, or even having an intelligent argument to back themselves up, they just sat there and went, oh my god, bad thing about us, bad thing, it showed truth about us, what we going to do? Oh, send hate comment now. And it's like, what? That's what a child does. It's like a childish defense mechanism where anything that bad comes your way, you just react in a lash out kind of you know, this is bad for me, so I'm gonna lash out and try and hurt someone else while I'm going. And it's a very pathetic thing to do, if I'm totally honest. So that's what a few of their commenters have done. Mainly, no, I'm not going to say his name. But no, mainly one of the guys who got into an argument with one of my close friends, and to be honest, I think one of my close friends said everything that needs to be said. But another thing is, the one person who was actually trying to make a valid argument was the one person who's responsible for this whole thing. But even though she was trying to make a valid argument, and to be honest, yeah, that her name is Celestial, the person who's trying to make this valued argument is utter bullshit. Everything she brought up was utter bullshit. Okay, one of the main things was she said that, oh, you should have brought this up with me, you know, and all this. And it's like, hold on, you're just typing that down because it's something to defend you. I did bring it up with you. See, what happened was, I went on that day, I got into a scrim. I thought, oh look, she's online. Does she want some help by watching the scrim and seeing what it's like when almost the highest level of play, what that is like? And she said no. I was like, okay, you're lost, whatever. I left the party, and then I went on Minecraft, and then I came back on, and I realised she'd removed me from her friends list. Okay, so what followed that is I sent her a question mark. Then I sent her a what the hell, why have you removed me? And she sent me the messages back, which you can go back and see in the previous video. The messages I sent to her were about 4 messages after this. First message, disclaiming her first message. Second message, disclaiming her second message. And third message, kind of being like going over and kind of, you know, cementing my little argument here, saying, well, you're utterly wrong, I don't know why you're doing this. And from that point, she ignored me. So the fourth message was it was literally, this is a dick move. Or wasn't literally, but that was like the last sentence in it. And that was the only kind of rude part, if I'm honest. But no, like, she said, why didn't you bring this up with me in the comment section? And I clearly brought it up with her because she was sending me messages back saying why. And you can see that in the video before. But anyway, and that's one of the main arguments. Like the other arguments, like, oh yeah, you're just degrading these people. I'm not doing it to degrade people. I brought this out as a truth, and you guys sat back and said, oh, lash out, you know, this is bullshit, you're degrading us, you know. If it's degrading in any way, it's your own fault, it's your own doing, because I did nothing but tell the truth. I wasn't trying to degrade anyone. I was simply putting the situation out there. And then these people just started sending, or started typing comments in hate to me and my friends or my subscribers. And this is just utter pathetic. So, and then another thing is, just the amount of work I put into them. So I'm going to just quickly cut away now. The second position is the jump up position. This is arguably the most important position of all, because basically this position can dictate the map. The reason it dictates the map is because once you have the jump up, you can control the entire area of checkout just by a lance of fire and by using the the ink grenade to cut off your opponent's escape, trap them in, and get a quick 3 kills. So it's an area which can win you the map. Okay, so what you just watched was part of a video which was supposed to show these very people who I'm talking about how to do a strat on checkout. I literally spent about 4 hours in total from start to finish making that video, and the actual filming of that video was done with the very people who kicked me out for not actually playing with them. And that's just like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I mean, seriously, what the fuck is mentally wrong with you? I helped them by doing this. They did it themselves, and then they kicked me out before I even had a chance to upload it. They wasted their own time along with me. That's just stupid. You know, and if you haven't guessed yet, I might not have been degrading or insulting in that last video, but in this video, I will say, you're all cunts. I said it. Yeah, you're all cunts. No, not really. Maybe not all cunts, but a lot of you who defend this and the person who's perpetrated this is quite stupid. I mean, it's a stupid action to do something like this to someone who's blatantly helping you and who's done so much in such a little time to help you guys, and you've just sat there and gone, doesn't play with me yesterday, kick him out. It's just, that's the reason why I did the first commentary. I don't understand the thought process which goes, the last week he showed us this strat. He played with us for about 4 hours until 4 in the morning at the night. He played with us about 2 in the morning the next night. He tried to stay up the next night. Oh yeah, and he invited us and he got us into a scrim. But yesterday he wasn't playing with us, so I'm going to kick him out of the team. It's like, oh, for God's sake. And one last thing before I go, because I know I have been rambling. I'll just check. Yeah, this is about 10 minutes long now, maybe roughly less. But yeah, one last thing. A lot of people are saying, oh, I'm just doing this because I'm bitching, because, you know, I'm just doing this because, or I'm doing these commentaries because I'm just being a bitch and, you know, I can't take the fact that they kicked me out. In 100% honesty, they had nothing to offer me. I'm currently looking for a EGL team. You know, they couldn't offer me an EGL team. They couldn't do anything to help me get an EGL team. They weren't nearly skilled enough to play in a competitive level. Even like game battles, they'd be at the bottom of game battles if they joined, and I'm not being harsh, that's just the truth. And I literally, for my own goals, I had nothing to gain from joining their team, but to simply, you know, join the community, if that would be a gain. The only reason I put so much effort into it is because I wanted to see some more people get into and grow in the community, instead of just being like, oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, we got raped like 10 times in a row. Oh, I'm going to quit Gears competitive now. You know, that's the only thing. I want to see the Gears competitive community grow, because then the game grows. The game gets better, because basically, the more people we can get playing competitive, the more interest it gets, and the higher chance we have at getting it in MLG. There are a lot of reasons why this game will not be in, or did not get into, the Major League Gaming circuit, but one of the biggest reasons is it doesn't have enough support. It could have been the shittest game in the world, and if it had 10 million people who played it and watched videos on it, it would get into MLG easy. Look at Call of Duty. And that's what I'm going to leave you with.